Hey there everyone, hitchhikers, joy junkies, survivors, and YouTuber friends. This is mindlessbile, and it's been a while since we've talked face to face. I haven't done any type of channel updates. I believe since No Man's Sky has come out, I've been pretty occupied with that and with going back to work in the fall at the club that I work at. It gets pretty busy, so I've been working 12-hour days for the last week or so and haven't had a lot of time. And now currently I'm stuck on the planet of Brimstone with my the fourth out of the 5 planets in the Agar system before we move on. And once we do move on with this system, I'm going to start paying more attention to, just going straight to the center and, more exploring after I get to the center and, wrap up whatever the heck that is. I mean, we really got to get moving before they do something with this game and it disappears or screws up completely. I don't know. But I feel like I've been exploring too much, even though I've been enjoying it. It's going to be hard for me to just bounce through systems with only maybe touching down on one planet and getting the supplies I need and moving on. But for the sake of the channel, and just before I lose interest in the game in general, which will happen regardless of how great a game is, I mean, after 2 or 3 months, I mean, even my massive playthrough of Fallout 3, when I went to every single location, got every single thing, did everything, looked at everything, read everything, with like 350 hours of gameplay, it still took me like several months with a very large split in between before I went back and finished that massive undertaking of seeing everything, all the achievements. I mean, I did everything I possibly could on one playthrough, and I really feel like I maximized that game to its fullest potential, and I wish I could have done that with New Vegas and 4, but I just haven't got back to them to actually even finish them, even though Fallout's like my favorite series. But it's been a while since we talked, and I've been playing No Man's Sky a lot, and some things I'd like to talk about with that in general, but the first and foremost is a more personal and a nicer thanks to my fellow YouTuber friend Diginyxx for giving me a special shout out on her channel. And I mean, I was really kind of surprised by that. I mean, I was kind of hoping somebody would, but I wasn't expecting or fishing for it. At least I don't think I was in any way. But I mean, Diginyxx is really the only person on the YouTubers, of all the YouTubers I've kind of befriended and subscribed, and they subscribed to me, that I've really kept in any type of consistent contact with. She's very good about contacting me on her videos and commenting and having conversations. She's helped me out recently with getting a new film editor. The free, obvious movie maker on the Windows I've been using crapped out and was corrupting every single file, and I mean, it was causing me all kinds of problems, and she turned me on to Filmora, which is a very great thing. And by the way, that screw up save Diginyxx, it was just a one-time thing. I didn't put that comment on there either because I was doubting your decision or anything like that. I was just wondering if it had happened to you and you had any advice on it. It's the one thing I don't like about doing the messages and the texting. It's just without any type of voice tone or in context. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't no miscommunication there. It's like I am enjoying the software. It's great. I love the flexibility of it, the fading in and the fading out for my little creature feature clips, where I can kind of actually set the actual seconds for how long it takes for my stuff to fade in and fade out with the sound, and the actual how long it takes to fade in, because there really was no controls on that. I mean, there was like a fast, slow, medium for the fade-in audios on Movie Maker, but there was nothing for actually controlling how quickly a fade to black goes in. And when I do those kind of short little clips, that really helped out, because on the other videos, it was like fading out through most of my stuff, so that's really helped out. But still, No Man's Sky's proved to be some type of a challenging, so kind of figuring out my style for what kind of videos I want to make for this game. I've been kind of working on these guide entry things. I'm thinking to start gearing my titles to calling them, Atlas guide entries or something like that, since I'm basically cataloging these planets as I go along and all the species on them. But I wanted to give her a personal thanks. I'm going to pull a clip up here of her channel like she did for me. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to put people's links on my page, so you can, go on and click it and go to her channel. But there will be a link in the description. And there's a couple other YouTubers I'd like to mention here today. But like I said, I wanted to give special attention to Diginyxx because she's been great, and and she makes good videos. I mean, I hope she gets a heck of a lot more subscribers and does well. I mean, she's a girl who likes to play survival horror games, role playing, and all kinds of cool stuff. So I mean, it's like I don't know what else more you could possibly want. And she got an accent. I mean, it's great, and you should definitely check her out. But I'm going to put her thing up here. Now, she's kind of had to start making a schedule like most people. She got a life and lots of things to do, so she's now uploading new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, as well as she does a good amount of vlogs, and is trying to encourage her husband Beardy to do a lot more videos as well, which I watched his thing, and I also want to kind of check out his videos as well too. Now, she does a lot of videos for like World of Warcraft. That seems to be the majority of the videos she does. I started watching her because I saw her playing Resident Evil, the new HD version, and I'd yet to pick that up. And I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. It's one of the things that I picked up a PlayStation for after getting tired of the 2D Sonic side-scrolling world of games, when I saw the games were being taken as a whole new serious medium and an actual storytelling aspect of it and the cinematic film elements of it. It really impressed me and got me back into gaming when that game came out. And so I always enjoy any fan of Resident Evil and anyone who loves to play the game. So she was like one of the first persons I contacted on YouTubers. And like I said, she's been a big help and always stays in contact. Next, I'd like to mention another guy who's not necessarily into any games that I play. He has some very interesting content. His Mr. Mrjacharles or Mr. J.A. Charles. I kind of forgot how he announces it. His main go-to game seems to be The Sims. He seems to do a lot of kind of, I don't know whether they call it role-playing, or I don't, like I said, I never played The Sims, but, you know, he kind of sets up his characters to do things. And he plays a lot of, what are they, Flash or desktop games. I forget what Diginyxx called them. I'm not sure what type of games they are. Like I said, I'm not very computer savvy. But they're all very, very interesting and kind of strange compared to normal games. And I really haven't, I'd like to watch a lot more videos of his. I never miss a vlog, which once again, next, you made the point that vlogs seem to get a lot more points than any actual game videos do. And it's true, I find myself watching more of your guys' vlogs than I do of your actual gaming videos. It's made me even almost question if I should bother even doing gaming videos and not just keep on doing vlogs. But he's got a very unique personality, and I instantly liked what he was doing. But it's just, you know, for me personally, he plays some very odd games, and it's kind of fun watching him playing them, but it's like the games that I could never possibly play. I mean, and it's funny because he says the same thing of, you know, the games that most of us are doing. They're just not his thing, and he doesn't feel like playing them would be his medium or his thing to do the best content that he could put out. And I love that. The fact that, you know, he knows his limitations. Like my favorite Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. And I've always felt that I've been pretty aware of mine, and, you know, but he does a very good, unique job, and he's also stayed in contact, and he's trying very hard to do shout-outs and kind of making a community out of us YouTubers, who all kind of got to know each other around in the same type of time, and I think that's a great idea. I think, you know, sticking together and building our own kind of community, a gamers coalition, is a great idea. And he also did a shout-out video for Diginyxx. So, and once again, I'm like to repeat what they've been doing and kind of give it back. Now, the next is Jacob O'Malley. Alright, here's Jacob's page here. As you can see, it's pretty well bogged down with the football videos right now, but as you can see underneath, he does play some Fallout, and he plays a lot of different games. I'm going to go into better detail in it here after I show this little clip here, but he does play a lot of different stuff. He got very diverse tastes, and he got a pretty good personality. I instantly liked him after he approached me and I first started watching his videos. And he was the first person to talk to me. You know, Diginyxx was one of the first people I found on Reddit. But Jacob O'Malley, when I had no subscribers other than 3 or 4, one guy showed up. I made a video for Jason Kotua, or Kotoa. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he came out of nowhere. I couldn't believe that I got a subscriber out of nowhere that wasn't a friend or somebody I told to work to go on and subscribe to my site, so it makes it look like people are subscribing to me. I don't care if you watch the videos. Just go on so I can say I at least have 1 or 2, 3 subscribers, and that so they can check my videos and kind of tell me what their thoughts are and, you know, kind of pick their brains. But Jacob O'Malley contacted me out of nowhere. You know, he watched one of my No Man's Sky speculation videos, and he was very excited about the game. He has such done videos, but I haven't had a chance to watch him to know whether he's now on the hate train or the hype train, as they call it on Reddit. But he contacted me, and he gave me the information about Reddit. You know, like I said, if you watch my videos, I'm not very tech savvy. I don't blog, I don't vlog, I don't YouTube or Facebook. At least I never had before. And he turned me on to Reddit, in specific the NewTubers page, and the kind of, you know, the way things kind of go there. And that is how I met Nyxx and Mr. Mrjacharles and the other person I'd like to talk about at the end here. And I was, you know, really impressed by it, and he's kind of stayed vocal with me a little bit. You know, he plays, like I said, well, it's just like Charles. He does some stuff I don't necessarily like. He plays a lot of Madden, a lot of sports games, but he was also a football player. He's real into sports, so, you know, obviously he's going to love Madden just like all sports people do. But I started watching his Fallout videos, and he started playing this new game called Starbound, kind of like a side-scrolling RPG, Minecraft, No Man's Sky kind of mix, and it's really cool looking. But he hasn't done a lot of videos lately for it, or No Man's Sky. Has been focusing on the Madden lately, and he's also a big Call of Duty player. So definitely check him out, because, you know, he was kind of gave me a good help and a good push, and kind of, I was like, oh, I got a, subscriber. Somebody found me out of the blue, which amazed me because I didn't even think I was on the search engines. Never thought to ask him how he first saw my video. I know I was getting better views for the No Man's Sky stuff, so probably just because I latched onto that game, it threw my video out there. But like I said, anyone of like Charles or Diginyxx, if you're not subscribed to him already, go check him out. He's another good YouTuber. He's actually doing pretty well. He's got over 100 subscribers. I think he's been either doing it for a while or just through multiplayer contacts. He's managed to get a few more subscribers than the rest of us has. And lastly, we have a young lady from Texas, Wolfen Game. Now, her channel art, I gotta say, is one of my favorite. I love her wolf with the sunglasses and her slogan, professional lollygagger. I love that. Wish I would have came up with it. The best I came up with on Facebook was professional gamer, collector, and hater. Hers is a little bit more positive and funny than mine, but I was never known for my positivity. I had seen her page on Reddit as well on like the first or second day of Redditing, and it wasn't her. I don't know, it could have been her. Maybe, she could have been a little bit dastardly or got one of her friends to do it. But I seen the post on Reddit, help this poor girl gamer out. She deserves a lot more credit. No one's subscribing to her. She only has 3 subscribers. So I figured, what the heck? I always support women gaming. I always thought women would like gaming a hell of a lot more if there wasn't such a kind of negative, we don't like games kind of atmosphere with women, and that they, if they were to be able to just get into it, I think they would like it. And she's a bit of a punky, spunky attitude-y. She has a kind of a great kind of commentary. She's kind of funny and goofy, silly. But what really got me into her, like I was subscribed to her, but like I said, I really, she didn't really subscribe back to me. I just kind of came on and said somebody was asking, giving you a shout out on Reddit, and I came to check you out, and I liked your comments, so I'll subscribe. She never went to check out if I had a channel or anything like that. It doesn't, like I said, I really don't care. I was just kind of, happy to, try to be helping out other people in the hopes, that, it'll kind of bounce back on me. But she started doing, her computer screwed up and she couldn't do any type of videos, and she was pretty devastated about it, and she went out and she bought a new phone, some type of track phone, smartphone or something, to play Pokemon Go. And I don't know, everyone thinks that game's so great. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's very involving, but I never, I'm into kiddie stuff. I'm a big child. I still love reading fairy tale books and everything else, but Pokemon was that thing that kind of came out right when I was in that teenage era where I started rebelling against more what I thought was childish things at that time when you want to start being adult. I always said it was that way because that was the point when I stopped watching Disney princess movies. I always enjoyed them as a kid, but didn't say it and stuff like that. Or I love Disney movies in general, but you get to that age, well, that's one of the princess movies, or that's Cinderella, it's like, and then I joke now at work, I've finally gotten past that age where I can tell people I love Sleeping Beauty and think it's an amazing film, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says about it, but I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. Oh yeah, Pokemon. But she started doing these Pokemon videos of her walking around in Texas in his desert wasteland, getting sunburned and sandstorms. She only did 2, but they really entertained the hell out of me. I'd wish she would do a lot more, but she's playing a hell of a lot of games. She's playing No Man's Sky, Doom, Grand Theft Auto. She's doing a ton of different stuff, and she only got a couple episodes on each, and she has kind of a limited schedule as to when she can put out videos and other things. But once again, I'm going to show her page, and I definitely think she needs some support. She's definitely a goofy one. She got a interesting comedy approach. She actually did a skit about feminists on Twitter and all kinds of goofy stuff, and she's really trying to offer a lot of different comment and really positive about what she's doing, and I think she deserves a lot more attention. But now we're moving on from the shout outs, and we're going to talk about a little bit about No Man's Sky. All kinds of new rumors floating around there, all kinds of more hate on Reddit. I've heard plenty of people dispel this, but they're saying that discoveries are disappearing after 2 weeks in chronological order as to how you discovered your planets. People have went back since the game's been out for 2 weeks to go actually found the way to find their original planet, and it's all back to the same name, the server's wiping everything, not thinking you're going to go back and look and never notice or something like that. And now people are throwing all kinds of mods out, which I'm not going to talk bad about mods. I myself am a purist, and I don't know, it was their intellectual property, it was their idea of that world and that universe, and that's what I wanted to play, their idea of that universe. I don't want to play their idea mixed with some other guy's idea of what he thinks it should be like. And, and there's a few that do interest me, like the Big Things mod, where everything looks huge, and instead of being sparse kind of trees like how it was even on my rainforest planet, but like huge tall trees all clustered together, actual forests. The animal is huge, the little flowers are huge, the moons are bigger, everything got a bigger feel to it. But there's even been a few Reddit people who, like me, as like this thing kind of fades after a while. It would be much more special and cooler if it just happened naturally. And with 18 quintillion planets, there's still a chance that it could. I mean, I know there's millions of people who played that games for hundreds of hours now and who haven't seen the things that we have seen on the trailers. But mathematically, there's still a lot of chances that we might. I mean, I even made a video saying that we would never see anything that we seen on those trailers, that it was a mathematical impossibility, and that if they wiped the servers, which they did, that those things would be erased forever. I'm not, defending them. For all I know, the Redditor people could be right. They could have just dropped those things because they were too difficult to make, and they were rushing to get the game out without delaying it again, and figured they'd fix it later. They could have. The portals might not be able to be activated. They might just be there because they're there and they haven't had a chance to activate them, so we can activate them yet. But there's another rumor flowing around with a picture of Sean Murray's inventory that was displayed on the E3 video from the original announcement, showing an arrangement of how the items are in the inventory, that if you get it that way, that it'll unlock the portal and make it move. And, we got people going into the game files and pulling out things like models of the original monoliths that we've seen in the trailers with the alien writing all over it, the runic, whatever, however they say that, writing on the side of it, and then he can pull it back out and put it into the game. And I'm just not into all that. I love the game. I'm on the most barren, they keep on telling me planets are barren, but it keeps on being full of life. But I'm on this, dead moon of a planet, and I'm just having a freaking blast. It's been 10 hours. I'm still trying to find more species. I got these one little tiny floating minuscule jellyfish that can't be much bigger than the finger that I can't shoot and I can't scan. I mean, I got all kinds of dinosaurs, 2 different type of theropod style tyrannosaur, large predatorials. They're actually hunting the other animals and eating them, not physically ripping flesh, but I can see them pecking at them. I've seen animals eating at grass and stuff. I don't know if these were recent fixes, but a lot of things they're complaining about, I'm slowly starting to run across myself. The only complaints I could possibly have is with the way the graphics kind of get crappy when you're flying, and the lack of the frames per second thing. And I do feel for all the people who just can't play the game because it constantly crashes. You have every right to expect a refund and be angry at this game if you cannot play it after all this waiting and it's ruined. I begrudge you not your complaints. I've been one of the lucky few where it is playing perfectly for me, and so therefore I can't really say nothing bad about it. I just hope that they keep on working on it, and that all the hate doesn't stop them from doing anything with the game and just calling it a bust. And that's my only hope. But I should be putting out some more videos here soon, and I think I've droned on for long enough. Probably going to have to edit some of it out, but I think that's about it. Once again, this is mindlessbile. If you like this video, hit the like button or subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.